So today then we are going to jump in and we're going to talk all about increasing profit, and today we're going to focus on stock, kind of plug in all of the holes that are going to leak your profit through your stock.
Where's the left of the phone? Put it back in.
Okay, we've just got somebody unmuted. Okay. Perfect. So me and Gary have been putting these webinars together, and we have been trying to bridge the gap between all the information that you have available in your software system, which you have so many reports and vast information, and then I kind of wanted to bring on what business decisions you should be making from that information and from this vast tool and information that you've got in your business, and what you kind of need to be doing with that information on a practical level, day to day, week to week, and month to month in your business. Okay, so I'm going to hand over to you, Gary.
Cool. Okay, so yeah, I'll just introduce myself. So I think you've just jumped onto your one, Jessica.
Oh, sorry.
That's all right. So yeah, so my name's Gary. I work for Shortcuts. I'm the sales consultant in the South. I've been working in the hair industry for over 10 years. I've qualified as a hairdresser, worked in a busy salon, helped run the salon day-to-day business, and then moved into account management, working with different hair brands. And I've been with Shortcuts now for about 18 months. What Shortcuts and myself do is help salon owners reduce the stress and increase bookings from new and existing clients, while also reducing the amount of no-shows and last-minute cancellations. We help with strategies and solutions to obtain new appointments with ease of bookings for the clients, which improve the client salon experience and minimise no-shows.
Okay, and I'm Jessica Crane, so I help salon owners to increase their profit. Oh, we have no.
Look at that.
Everything's muted. Okay. There we go. Right, here we go. Just have a quick run through of everybody. Make sure you're all. There we go, perfect. Okay, so I'm Jessica Crane, so I help salon owners to increase profit. So our main focus is profit. We help you plug all the holes in your business to increase that bottom line and increase that profit, and execute their vision. So many of you, probably when you opened your salon door, you had a vision of how you wanted your business to run, what you wanted it to look like, goals, all of that stuff, and we help you to keep on track of that vision and execute that vision. So our online coaching program is designed specifically for busy salon owners. We provide all the tools, knowledge, skills and resources to get you to 7 figures and beyond. And this is all at the click of a button. It's all online and it's all lifetime access, and with weekly coaching support. So we have weekly calls just like this with all of our clients, where we can share screen and jump in and kind of help you. We have a Facebook community group, we have email support, and we have absolutely tons of tools and resource and knowledge and video trainings and cheat sheets and all sorts that's done for you. We cover every aspect of business. We cover mindset, finances, marketing, branding, business systems, and a lot more as well. Okay, so let's jump on. So today we're going to be
Please hold.
How to manage and analyze your stock. So today we're going to kind of really help you to plug that big profit hole in your stock, and it's all about helping you become more profitable. So we're going to cover retail stock, professional stock, and then I'm going to go through all the budgets and benchmarks that you should be sticking to in your business. And we're also going to hold a Q&A at the end. So during this presentation, you'll see at the bottom you've got a chat box, so you can put all of your questions in there, and then at the end, me and Gary will come round and kind of go through all those questions and answer those as they come up. So as you've got questions, go through and pop them into that chat box there. So today what we're going to do is Gary's going to go through on the back end of Shortcuts and share all of the actual reports with you, where it is, how you can find it, what information you can actually get out of your software. And then I'm going to help you piece all of these pieces of the jigsaw together. And I'm going to help you kind of look at that information and go through what actual decisions you should be making from that information. Okay, so I'm going to hand over to you, Gary, and we're going to go through the detailed stock reports first. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen. So,
Okay.
Gary.
Cool. So can you see the screen?
Yeah, perfect.
Cool. So what I'll do, I'll go into Shortcuts. We'll have a quick look at how the stock works, and then we'll share some reports so you can see what they look like within Shortcuts. So when we come into Shortcuts, we can see stock on the right-hand side. You can click here, and then you've got various options. So you've got products, you've got the ability to order through Shortcuts. You'll be able to do your stock take through Shortcuts. You can bundle and unbundle if you want to do promotions on certain products as well. So when we click on products, we come into here, and that shows us all of our different product ranges that we hold in the salon. Let's have a look at American Crew, for example. So when we click on American Crew, it shows us the different brands under American Crew that we hold. If we expand that further, that will show us the list of products under that product range. So we've got the product name here. You've got the buy price, how much you buy it in from the product company, how much you sell it for. You've also got average cost at the top here. That will work out depending on what you sell it on average, what your current stock levels are, your maximum stock, what you want to hold as a maximum, and then what you want to hold as a minimum. And then if you want to have a warning when you get down to a certain level, you can have that here as well. So depending on what these numbers are and what these numbers are, these will work in unison essentially to help you create product orders. So that's what stock looks like as a quick overview. When we click into tools and reports, here we'll be able to see different reports for stock. So we've got all our different reporting categories. Today we're going to look at stock. So we'll go into stock, and we can see all the different reports that we can see for stock here. So there's a couple that I'm going to show you with to start off with. So if we go into stock control, so you get a little description at the top here. If we click on view, and then you can enter the date for the report that you want to see. I'll click on view again. Let's make this slightly bigger for you to see. So in the stock control report, this is what you're going to see. You can see it for all companies. You can just do it and run it for just certain companies. So American Crew, for example, we've got the product name, the sale price, gross profit percentage. You've got how many you've got in stock of that, your warning level, and your max stock, which you've set in the stock. If you've got any on order, if you've done an order, if you've got any on order and any coming in, what the average cost is to yourself, so how much you buy it in for on average, and then how much you've got of value in the salon, so you can see how much stock you've got sitting on the shelf. And that will give you an overview of each product range that you want to see in the salon. So that's the stock control report. Another one to go through is top selling products. So if you want to see what your top selling products are in the salon, you've got top selling product report. It gives you a description at the top here. If we click on view again, you can select the date range that you want to see. So if you want to see what your best selling product was last year, you can click on view, and then the system will generate the report and show you what your top selling products is. So it will show you the manufacturer, what product it was, how many you sold. It lists it on the total value of sales and profit. So for this one, it's showing me based on what my total sales was for Cloud9. So that was the one I sold where I had the most value of sales. So that's the list that it gives it to me in. Shows me what profit I made and what the percentage of profit was. So mine's not set up properly, so I'm making a lot of profit on each one. But yeah, generally that will show you what percentage profit you're making on each product. And then that will give you a list of all the products and what your top selling products are. And then one more report is the product performance report. So if we click on product performance, we click view. Again, we can change the date frame that we want to see. So if we look at last month, you get some charts here. So profit per manufacturer, total of all product sales. So I sold 8 products last month. The average product buy price was £6.65. On average, I sold each product for £10.18, which meant I brought in an average a revenue of £81. I got a profit of £33.42 from that, with an average markup of 62% and a profit of 41%. And then if I want to see what products it was I actually sold, I can click through, and then that will show me the products I actually sold in the time frame that I've selected. So last month, I sold 6 American Crew products. And again, I can see the average buy price, the average sale price, what revenue I made from that, the total profit I made from that, the average markup, and the percentage of profit I made on each product. And again, that will show me all the different ranges and all the different products that I sold in the time frame that I selected. So you can do that weekly, monthly, quarterly, yearly. It's up to you what you want to see. So yeah, those are the main 3 stock reports. There are lots of different stock reports, and I'll go through a couple more in a moment, but on that side of things, those are the 3 best ones.
Perfect. Thanks, Gary.
That's all right. Let me stop sharing.
Lovely. Okay. Oh. Okay, perfect. Okay, so on your retail stock then, so how to choose a retail product company to work with. So a lot of the time with salons, we get salons say to us, oh, well, we chose that product company because we like the products. But in all honesty, liking a product is not a strong enough reason to work with a product company. There needs to be a business strategy to it as well. So with your product company, with your product brand, some of you might be looking to change, some of you might have already been with them a long time, you might be looking to bring on a second product company or a third product company, but it's good to always just be completely open to working with different brands, because you need to be making those decisions for the best interest of your business, not just because your team like a particular product or you like a particular product. That's not a good enough reason. So that product brand needs to sit with your brand ethos, culture or value. And what I mean by that is it needs to add something to your business. So for example, if you're an eco brand, you might work with Davines because their ethos, culture and values sit with your brand, and it kind of emphasizes your brand and it adds value to your brand. Okay, so that might be one particular reason why you've chose the brand that you work with. Another reason might be education, and that's because they're going to provide all of the cutting, colouring, product knowledge, education for your business. So obviously that's going to save you a lot of money, and it's going to keep your team up to date and educated and knowledgeable. The other might be brand awareness, PR or publicity. And what I mean by this is you might choose a brand because they're going to put you on the stand at Salon International, because they are going to give you a lot of PR, a lot of publicity, or because they might be promoting you within the industry, okay? or it might purely be on the markup and the cost. So it might be you've chose that product company because they have a 60% markup cost and that you make the most profit on that product company. So these are just some of the reasons that you should be taking into consideration when you're choosing a product company. It should be a business strategy and not an emotional one, not just because you like the product, it looks nice, it smells nice, etc. It needs to also be joined with a business strategy. So you need to know your markup in percent and pounds after that before you decide your commission structure and targets. So from them reports that Gary's just shown you, you'll be able to find that information and you'll be able to know how much you make per product in percent and in pounds. And this is really important because we've had salons who offer 30% commission on retail. But some, such as Aveda, you can only make a really tiny small percentage after that. So let's just say you only make 10% profit on a product and you're giving your team 30%. You need to know all of this information before you can even start to structure a commission structure and a target structure in retail. Okay, so that's one of the things that you need to pull off those reports and make sure that it all works out logistically and mathematically, okay? And reduce the range, okay? We see so many people with masses and masses of products and you've got thousands of pounds sitting on the shelf. And that's thousands of pounds that could be in your business, that could be in profit, that could be going back into investing in your business. And you don't need everything, okay? And you can see from that performance report that you've probably got a lot of dead stock that hasn't budged for years and years and is just collecting dust. So that's where you want to start, is clearing all of that dead stock before you start to purchase anymore. And sharing those performance, all of those performance reports with your team as well, and showing them what sells and what doesn't sell, and kind of getting them on board to help you clear all of that dead stock, because that is a lot of money that will be sat on your shelves. So that's one big action piece I want you to take from today, is to go and look at that performance tool and kind of see what is dead stock and start focusing on clearing that, because that's a quick way to get money back into your business. Okay, so they're just a couple of things on a business perspective that you want to look at with your retail stock. Okay, so let's move on to professional stock. So Gary's going to share with you all of the reports on that. So I'm going to hand over to Gary.
Yeah. Cool. Okay, so if we go back into shortcuts, there's one report which you'll be able to see professional stocks. So cool. So again, it's under stock within reports, professional stock usage, and this is a breakdown of professional products sold to the business client. So this is basically all the products that you're using in the salon. You can make this for colours as well. It doesn't have to be just the styling products or shampoos that you're using in the salon. So when we click on view, again, we can select the time frame that we want to look at. So we might want to look at last week, last month, last year to see what it was we used and how much we used. We click on the view button and this will just show us exactly what products we've used for that time range. So in this example, I've got a few styling products which were taken off the shelf to use on clients in the salon. Obviously, if when the products are used, you'll get an average product cost in the system, and that will show you how much product you're using in value in the system as well. You've got colours, so again, you can list all of the colours that you use in the salon. This will help you keep on top of your stock, show you what you're using, show you what colours you're using, which ones are popular, which ones aren't popular, and how much you're spending on colour in the salon as well. So that's really important to know. How much do you spend on colour, which obviously dictate your pricing. But yeah, so that will show you professional stock, how much you're using, and how much it's costing you, depending on how much you're using as well.
Perfect.
Cool.
Perfect. Thanks, Carol. Share. Okay, so with the professional stock as well, you can kind of see how much you're using, and obviously, as Gary mentioned there, that is also then going to kind of filter down into your pricing as well, which we kind of covered a little bit in last month's webinar as well. Okay, so budgets and benchmarks. So every month you should be running a P&L. Every single month you need to be running a P&L, and you need to take the revenue amount, and you should be budgeting 6% back on professional products. Okay, so 6% of your total revenue should go back onto professional products. 50% of your retail sales goes back onto retail products. Budget and benchmarks for professional stock is 6% of your net revenue, and that's on your service sales. So it's really important that you stick to these benchmarks and these budgets, because we've had people up to 25% spending back on professional products, and that's why they're not making any profit. Okay, there's lots and lots and lots of leakages in your business when it comes to profit, and stock is just one of them. So these budgets and benchmarks here is what is going to prevent you leaking profit out of your business. Okay, so let's give you an example then. So let's say in a month you do 10 grand net service revenue. That means that your budget for that month is £600 to spend back on professional products. Okay, now let's say your budget, your benchmark for retail products. So let's say you spend your net sales on retail is £1,000, you've got £500 to spend back on retail products. Now this is really important, because what happens is a lot of people, you know, their retail person comes in from GHD or from Matrix or Weller or whoever, and they kind of get really excited and order all this stuff, but they're not sticking to a budget or a benchmark. You should be meeting your sales rep with that budget in your hand, and this is how much I've got to spend, you know, and possibly trying to be under that budget as well, and kind of pulling all those reports off ready to meet your sales rep with what you sell, what you don't sell, swapping products back where you can, so that dead stock, swapping that so you're not spending more money. This is one of the areas that you need to get really savvy with your business, and not being reactive and kind of having that shiny object syndrome and wanting to buy new things in your salon all the time. So I want you to kind of write down all of these examples here, write down these if you like. Okay, so does everybody get that? So you can pop some questions in the chat box if anybody's got any questions that they want to ask on that. I just kind of wanted to pause on there for a moment so everybody could really read it through and write it down as well. So whatever your percentage, whatever your net service revenue, only 6% should go back on professional products, okay? And only 50% of the net sales should go back onto retail. Okay, so I'm just going to go back once more in case anybody wants to have a little look at that. And you can start popping your questions into the chat. So if anyone's got any questions for me or for Gary, you can start popping them into that chat on the right hand side there. Does everybody stick to a budget, or does everybody kind of just sit with their rep and just order the new things that they need? Kind of how do you work it at the moment. Pop that in
How
there.
would you, I've got a question for you, Jessica. How would you suggest people manage it at this time of year? Because obviously you've got Christmas coming up, and reps coming in with all the nice new Christmas stock, and it's quite easy to get carried away at Christmas, I'd imagine.
Yeah, if you want a bulk order at Christmas, then throughout the year I would stick to 5%. So you've got like a little bit of a slush fund so that you can buy more stuff for Christmas. But with that, again, I see so many salons in January, they've still got all these Christmas boxes, and it's good not to over order. And most product companies now, when you order, they can send it you pretty quickly. It's only a couple of days or whatever that you've got to wait. So you're not really going to run out, and it's better to be on the cautious side and not be stuck with it all in January, which then people put offers on. You know, offers on the retail and stuff, which some of them I think are actually putting the offer on less than what they make on that product. So it's good to kind of have a little bit of a slush fund in your budget ready for Christmas if you want to order more retail at that time. A lot of our salons and clients now are ordering big things like GHDs and stuff to order. So they're not holding them in stock. A few of our clients had break-ins over GHDs. So the client's coming in, ordering them, and the salon is ordering them. And that way, the client's already paid for them, and they're not having hundreds of pounds of stock sat on the shelf. So that's always a good way to work it. So Natasha, can you confirm, is the budget 6% of the gross service turnover or net service? Net service turnover. I tend to order back the tints we've used that week or month. I don't still to a certain percent, so I'll try this as I have lots of stock. Yeah, most people have stock coming out their ear holes, so really do a really good stock take, swap back the tints for things that you do use a lot of, and try and cut down on the stock as much as possible. And also it would be good to go back and see if you've stuck within that percent. And if you're ordering more than that percent, but you're only ordering what you've used, your pricing isn't right. And a lot of the time people say, well, I can't stick to that budget because, you know, we need this and we need that. Then if that's the case, 9 times out of 10, it might be your pricing isn't right and you haven't priced correctly. If you want some more information on pricing, email me and I'll send you our training on the profit equation, because that does cover pricing. If you only want to keep one product in stock, how do you set this on shortcuts? So when it sales you order. So that's probably a question for you, Gary. If you only want to keep one product in stock, how do you set this up on shortcuts? So, yeah, do you want to go to that one?
Yeah, so when you go into products, you'll be able to set the minimum stock and maximum stock at 1, and then you can have a warning at 0. So when you sell that product, the system will let you know that you need to order more stock. So just set your maximum and minimum at 1. And then when you create the order through shortcuts, it will only produce an order for 1 of that item. And then when you sell it, again, it will give you the warning that you're out of stock and that you need to place an order.
Perfect. And Gary, you've worked obviously for product companies before, and obviously you see a lot of salon owners don't have all this information to hand. Like when you have got it to hand, it's huge, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, you go into salons, and obviously, my job was to sort of get as many sales as I could. So you go in, promote them, and just they wouldn't know what they were ordering compared to what they could afford to order. They would just place the order, sort of blindly without knowing this information.
Perfect. And obviously overspending and stuff as well. Is there an industry average of what salon sales versus professional product spend should be? Yeah, 6%. So that's what you should be doing. Okay, so any more questions? Has anybody got anything else that they want to pop into the chat box? We kind of wanted to do a little bit of a shorter one today, so it's nice and quick, and hopefully you've got some amazing information that you can take back and really stick to those budgets and benchmarks on stock and getting a real good grip of stock. I pay a weekly standing order to my provider. We've done this to reduce big bills at the end of the month. What would you advise? Okay, yeah, I would advise you stop doing that. So I would advise you do a P&L at the end of every month, and you would then only order 6% of that revenue. We kind of teach our clients how to control their money so that they always have like a pot ready, so that they're forecasting rather than being reactive. So that way you're in control and you're saving that money, you're budgeting that money yourself. Because if you pay a standing order, when things are done automatically, people don't analyse it and review it. So I definitely would stop that. You need to do a monthly P&L, and you need to see what you can and can't afford. And some months that's going to be less than others, but you need to tell your team that the more they take in revenue, the more you can spend back. Looking forward to a webinar on this. I'm sure we could do it better. Yeah, so we teach P&L. Immediate steps to reach 6. What immediate steps would you take to reach a 6% benchmark? Do your profit and loss from last month, and if you're way over, have a bit of some of our clients, we make them have like a bit of a stop on ordering anything else until they've got a really good cap on where they are. A lot of the times for people, stock is just out of control. So we have a bit of a stock ban until everything is kind of accrued for what they've got, and that they know where they are with everything, and then we get that back at under 6%, and they can't order anything until they're under 6%. Okay, perfect. Has anybody else got any more last minute questions? So try and do your P&Ls, stay in your 6%. Definitely reactive. Yeah, most people are reactive, and you want to be being proactive, and you want to be forecasting all the budgets and everything in your business rather than being reactive to them. And we teach people how to have that cash ready to go for VAT, tax, stock, all of those different things that come up in your business. Okay, perfect. I'm going to just jump back to here. So hopefully you've got all of that. So Gary, I'm going to go over to you.
Yeah, so I know some of you are using shortcuts, some of you might not be. I've seen a few salon owners recently who've been using the same software for over 10 years. They've not looked at anything else, they've just kept with the same thing. So if you do want to have a review of what you're using at the moment, compare it to shortcuts, book in a call with myself. You can give me a call directly on 07500 927 880 for a chat, or if you want me to come into the salon, we can arrange a time for me to pop in. If you want some more information about shortcuts, you're interested to see a bit more, drop me an email and I'll send some details over to you. My email address is gary.jenkins@shortcuts.co.uk. Or if you're going to Salon International this weekend, come and have a chat with me there. Come and say hello if you use shortcuts or not. We're on stand P174, which I think is going to be opposite the Tangle Tweezers stand. So yeah, come and see me there if you're coming along to Salon International. We can have a chat, sit down, have a drink. I can show you shortcuts if you're interested to see a bit more about it.
Perfect. Gary's there for 3 days, so make sure to go say hi to him. I will come and see you, Gary.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, so as we said, we focus on profit. Stock is a very small part of that, and how we help you plug all the holes in your business. And we do a free 50-minute business consultation and kind of go through everything in your business, like where you are right now, where you want to be, what particular challenges and struggles you're having. So you can go onto our website on www.jessicacrane.co.uk/apply and book your free 50-minute business consultation. If you're watching the replay, there'll be a button just below this page and you'll be able to click on there and it will take you straight through to the calendar, which then we just ask you to complete a short survey so that we can prepare for your business consultation. Okay, perfect. Okay, so I want to thank you all for joining us today. I hope you've got lots out of it. I hope you've wrote down all those equations. I hope you're going to take massive action and go and get all of those reports that Gary has shown you, and that you're going to be running your P&Ls and sticking to your budgets and benchmarks. If you've got any more questions, jump out to me on an email or on social media, and I'm sure you'll probably see me and Gary at Salon International as well.